Testing. So I'm testing the volume right now. Welcome to the stream. Just want to make sure the volume is working okay. Okay, sounds like it's working okay. Hey everybody, it's Thursday. It's not August 28th. So today we're going to be continuing work on the UI redesign. Just want to make sure that the streams are all running. I'm streaming simultaneously on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. So I'm just making sure everything is working, and I want to be able to see all your comments. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Dylan, and I'm the developer of a game called Emoji Pop. It's a mobile puzzle game, but the craziest thing about the game... One second. The craziest thing about the game, though, is that you can create your very own levels in the game. So let me show you the game. So here's the game. That's like the login pop-up. Let me open it. Okay, so to play the game, you can hold down and aim to shoot, and you let go to fire. And you're basically making these colored matches, and you're trying to climb to the top of the level. And every time you beat a world... Here's the world map. Every time you beat a world, you unlock a new emoji obstacle. You can use these emoji obstacles in the editor panel to make your very own levels. So you can select the emojis you unlocked and draw them on the screen. They all do different things. The more emojis you unlock, the crazier they get. And then, let me make sure my chat's open. We're good. But yeah, then once you make your level, and the farther you get in the game, the more crazy the gameplay changes based on these obstacles. But once you make a level, you save it, and then you can share it with the whole world with a web link. So anyone to touch it on social media from any computer or mobile device can play your level instantly. So this is what the game looks like now. Let me bring up the main. So this was originally the UI of the game like a few days ago. And based on some viewers, particularly MattmanPS2, one of my followers, we came up with this idea for a home screen, and we started working on it. So let me show you the home screen. Alright, so this is my coding environment, and right here, this is the new version of the game. So let me go back. So we've removed the bottom UI, so that no longer exists, and we have more room for the gameplay. And we also removed all these side badges for the social media and events and stuff. So all that clutter's gone. And so now, this is the main gameplay. So when you want to go back to the home screen, you hit this green button. And this is the home screen that we're currently developing. I need to make some changes to some buttons and some places and stuff like that. But yesterday we also finished the functionality for like playing a level and going back and going to the designer and going back out. Also, we've connected the social media button so you can go to all my social media pages from here, from the main screen. We also made it so you can open up the emoji avatar editor. So this was a tab in our game that we still needed in the game, so it's not pretty right now, but we're gonna fix it up today a bit to make it look more like a real pop-up. And finally, we close that. Finally, we left off working on the trending levels in the game. So this is the home screen where I feature some of the top trending levels in the game. And so if you hit one of the levels, it opens it up, and then we can play it. And so transitioning to the play is what we have to complete, and in addition to fixing all the UI. So I think this will take us 2 days, today and tomorrow, to completely finish this UI redesign, or mostly finish it. At least the V1 will have finished, and then hopefully it goes up on Monday. And on Monday we're also releasing a new world, World 10, which is the Ghost World. So it comes with this ghost emoji that's new to the game. The way it works is ghosts are either invisible or visible, and so if they're transparent, if they're see-through, which they turn every other turn, then you can shoot through them. But then after that turn, they'll become solid again. You can't shoot through them. So it really changes the kind of mechanics in the game right now. It's the first obstacle where things can pass through it. So that's an introduction to a later obstacle. There's a spider web later on that things cross through it, and it does something a little more complicated. So this is kind of like the warm-up for that. So this afternoon, I want to go back to Dreams a little bit, but mostly I'll probably be making levels, so we have those ready to go for Monday on the release. But this morning we will work on the game's code and stuff, work on this UI stuff. So let's get started. So I think we could work on the level stuff, opening the level, but I want to do that in a minute. Let's work on fixing up this pop-up here for the avatar stuff. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna size this screen. I think we're gonna make it, I'm gonna see if we can make the pop-up a little bigger so that's a little wider, so we can have more room for this screen. But either way, we're gonna make it so that it fits. It looks like it fits within the pop-up now, so we just need to add like the overlay on top so that these corners here aren't visible. And we need to make the background of the phone white so that it doesn't stand out like this red part right here. So yeah, let's do that first. So all of that will be in the new pop-up we created yesterday, which is called Avatar Pop-Up Layer. And I got all of my chats open, so feel free to let me know if you have any questions or whatever. Let me just pull up the Twitter chat so that I have everything ready. Cool, we're good to go. I see that the Gamer 1977 joined. How's it going? The Gamer. Let me know if you have any questions about the game or anything like that. Let me make this visible. Okay, so this is the avatar pop-up. So what we need to do is, this is the background image and it's phone up red, and we want the phone up, the one with the white background. So we can go to resource.js and we can see, let's go to phone up. So there's not one that says explicitly that it's white. Maybe it's this bottomless one, or it could be bottomless B. It might be B. So let's go back. Phone up bottomless. B. Let's just see what that looks like. Refreshing. And just so you know, I run these streams Monday through Friday. In the morning we work on the game, in the afternoon. So in the morning the stream's like a few hours, in the afternoon the stream's a few hours as well, and we make levels and we play other creative kinds of games and talk about game dev stuff and news and stuff. So that's kind of how the stream is structured, Monday through Friday. I hope you follow, subscribe from wherever you're watching. So if we go home, we're gonna hit this pop-up button. And it doesn't work because we accidentally deleted a parentheses. Let's try it again. I also need to find, I think I have like an overlay that, like, I have an image where it just shows the outside of the phone so that I can put that on top, so that if anything is kind of leaking over the edge of the phone, I can like put it on top so that it looks like it's contained within the phone, kind of. I can show what you mean, what I mean in a second. So let's see what it looks like first. Okay, so it's a light blue. We might have to make one that's white. For now though, let's just put the overlay on top. I think there's like a phone overlay. Let's search for overlay in the resources. Phone up overlay. Phone up. Well, let's just do the phone up overlay for now. It might be a different version, but that's okay. Phone up overlay. So that means after we add the user meta layer, which is this white screen, we'll also add the overlay, and you'll see what it does. This dot phone overlay equals new sprite. I think it's phone overlay. And we gotta set its scale to say how big it's gonna be. And it's gonna be the same scale as the original. So we're gonna scale in the X and Y direction. I'm just gonna copy and paste all this actually. Just change the name. Alright, 0, 0, so it's defined the same way as the other phone. Let's just see if it works. Make sure we did it right. I'm just constantly testing when I code. Alright. So that didn't work. That's weird. So it should have, where you see this dark part of the phone, it should have placed an additional copy of that dark part. Unless phone overlay is not the name of the resource, it's probably the case. Phone up overlay. Alright, let's try again. Okay. Home. Okay, that was the problem. So that's what it's going to look like with the overlay. We could probably make another overlay that doesn't take up so much room at the top or bottom. But this gives us, like, I don't know, maybe it should be square though. Maybe that would be okay. Another thing is, I think I want it a little wider because I want this pop-up as big as possible. So let's make it a little wider. So where do we create the avatar pop-up? We do it in the main container. So new avatar pop-up. Here it is. So when we create it, let's make the width like 30 pixels wider. So instead of 25 position, it'll be at 10. Alright, let's see what that looks like. We could try just making it smaller and fit in here for now. We can always upgrade the UI stuff later. Like this is like V1. Maybe next week we'll spend a little time on the V2 to polish these details. It would be nice to kind of fix up some of the buttons or start at least concepting like a universal theme for everything. I love this blue inbox. We made this yesterday with the suggestion of the people in the chat who suggested this color. So it's over the pop-up. Okay, so it's a little wider. I think you can see a little bit more. So now let's make this inner screen to be the width of whatever this space is right here. So let's do that. That's going to be in the avatar pop-up layer. So user meta layer. The width right now is 90% of the width of the pop-up. Let's make it 80%. We'll have to adjust some of this. It's also too long. Let's just try cutting it a little bit for now and we'll take it from there. If anyone's new to the stream, my name is Dylan. I make a game called Emoji Pop. It's a mobile bubble. It's a bubble. I can't say mobile bubble shooter puzzle game. Like it's hard to say that word too many times. You can play it at playmojipop.com. You can create your own levels, send them into the chat, and I can play them live and give you feedback, and maybe even feature them in the game. Okay, home, pop up. Okay, so that looks better from the width perspective. Everything looks good in that what's it called? I forget. Axle, whatever, axis. Let's make it a little shorter now. We might end up making this we might remove this actually, so that would give us a little more room. Actually, maybe we should just do that now. So I'm gonna open up my photo editing software. It's loading. Do. Okay. Let me open it off screen. I'm opening that bottomless phone image. So let's go to P for phone. Yeah, so this is the first week of our streams. I think we're making good progress because if we're only doing it in the mornings, like I think we're gonna be able to make a lot of efficient progress with this game in the weeks to come. So phone up bottomless and phone up bottomless B. Okay, we need that one. So we're gonna do two things. We're gonna make a white version of this because the background of this screen is white. I'm pretty sure it's all solid color, so we should be able to just fill. Fill. Okay. So I'm gonna save it as phone bottomless. Working. Phone bottomless whites. And we're also going to cut out all the white and name it, oops, phone bottomless. Give it a second. Over Play. Save. Hey, what's up, Kessels? Good to see you again. It was awesome having you in the chat yesterday. I'm working on game development for my game this morning. We're working on this UI redesign stuff, and when that's going to go live on Monday. And then in the afternoon, I'm going to go back to making levels in my game and building stuff with dreams and stuff. That's kind of my plan from Monday through Friday. Mornings, game dev. Afternoons, level design, game dev. Maybe other games. So we've created the 2 images. So I'm going to close this photo editing software for now. How's your day going, Kessels? Kessels is making a zombie themed version of like Diner Dash kind of, it seems like, but it's gonna have multiplayer and stuff. It looked really cool yesterday in the stream. So let's add those images to the resource. So the first one was phone bottomless white. Busy with planning meetings. Cool. I used to hate meetings, but now I kind of miss them because I'm working on myself, so there's no need for meetings really. Then phone bottomless overlay. At least it's almost the end of the week. Bottomless overlay. I think that's how they're named. Do it for founding. Gotcha. Yeah, I know, like, founding, if you found like an LLC or something, you like have to have meetings with like records and stuff. Let me see if I saved those in the right place first. Whoops, there's all my files. Oh my god. Let's go. And are they there? Computer's a little slow this morning. Okay, they're there. Except they're named not with dashes, but with underscores. I'm glad I checked. Phone bottomless white, phone bottomless overlay. Those are the 2 we're going to use. And we'll see how close our sizing is. It might be about ready. So let's go to the avatar pop-up. And so instead of it being phone up bottomless B, it's going to be phone bottomless white, which has the white background we need, and then phone bottomless overlay instead of phone up overlay. And let's refresh the game. It'd be awesome if the pop-up looks good after this. I'm watching the chat on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter where I stream. Okay, home, let's open the pop-up. Okay, that looks a lot better than it was before. So I like the more vertical space, I like the sizing of everything. There's like little rooms for improvement, but it's a lot better just like fundamentally than it was before. I wonder if I can do this. Okay, interesting. Okay. So this is like your U page, and it's gonna open up like, oh, your tasks for the meta. 13 meetings planned in 1 week, says Kessels. That is a lot of meetings. It sounds like you're like doing some really fundamental stuff for founding. Mattman says you should make those Twitter, Twitch, YouTube buttons look more like their app icons. Let me go back. Oh, down here. That makes sense. So I have them here on the home screen looking like I made them the circular versions of the app icons. I like the idea of the app icons because That's a good idea because it'll look like the phone. That's a good idea. I bet that will convince people to touch on it a lot more. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that now, but I like the idea of making them look like apps. That's a really good idea. I'm going to write that down. I got a list of all your guys' feedback that I'm going to keep documenting. So, avatar pop-up, make bottom social media look like their app icons. Cool. Thank you for that feedback, Matt. Man, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that when I change all the buttons and stuff. I just want to make sure the game is like at least working, you know, like all the core functionality. Because then I want to like look at all the UI and art stuff like at once, and maybe we can come up with like good ways to do it so that it's all like consistent, like you were saying yesterday. Okay, so now the biggest thing we have to do left is to make it so you can play these levels. So we can go back to the inner content layer. Okay, let's go to on touch ended. So this is where we start this kind of logic off. So if they're currently playing a level, they're allowed to play it. Otherwise, we check to see if they hit the play button. And so we're removing the play button after that. We need to remove the other buttons as well. So let's do that. Remove, for example, there's like this back button. I think it's called back button. And the back button label. And then we also need to set those to null, just to erase the data. I think that's when it recycles all that information. Okay, and then there's also this like social media thing. So let's see, where do we add that stuff? Okay, back button, back label. Then we have level label A, social media. So I'm just gonna copy all this. And just gonna copy the names. So level label A is a label. This button is the sprite, and this is the name of the social media. And I'm guessing these are junk. No, that one was not. Oops. I'm gonna set these to null and remove them from the scene. I've been working on a lot of good YouTube videos. I put a pause this week on releasing any content for YouTube because I just wanted to build up a little bit more of content so I can release consistently every week. So expect more videos. We'll talk about them more when I release them on here. I have like level design tutorials and other little vlog things I'm working on. Trying to get the game out there and put myself out there a little more. This dot level label A. So we're removing all those children that we set to null. Last one. Oops. Okay, let's just make sure we didn't have a typo or anything. We're gonna refresh. Did I cause a bug? I bet there's a typo. Oh, I bet. Yeah, I deleted one of the brackets I shouldn't have. Now we're good to go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, we still have a bug. 1049. Okay, that's probably something having to do with the brackets. Okay, we have this one. I think we're still missing one actually. I deleted all of those and I shouldn't have deleted any of them. Now we're definitely good, I think. We've been live for half an hour. I'm going to try to stream for like 3 hours every morning. That's kind of my target. Game dev for 3 hours in the morning. Level design and other stuff in the afternoon for a few hours. Okay, so it works. Let's open. Oh, yeah, we're working on the level now. So when I hit play, it removes all of that stuff. That's awesome. But now we need to add, like, the shooter doesn't appear. The the aim indicator doesn't appear. All this stuff. So we need to do the stuff in order to set that stuff up. I'm gonna go back to Me Display Layer. Me Display Layer is where all this functionality was previously. Okay, so this is where I remove all those things. So I'm looking to see where I added this stuff. Like, where do I add? Okay, so it's this. Bubble layer.add play elements. That makes all those elements visible on the screen. And then they also add a quit button. So let's do that. We can mostly copy paste. Where am I working again? Inner content layer. Yeah. So after we remove all those things, now we tell the bubble layer, hey, add all those things the player needs to see. That function in the bubble layer does that, add play elements, and we add a quit button, which we'll have to, after this, we'll have to see if the player ever touches it, then quit the game. We'll have to do that as well, since we're moving all this to a new layer. Let's see to make sure all those things pop up so we can play the level. This isn't taking as long as I thought it was going to. Which is good. Okay. We should also move this X button down. We can do that pretty easily. Okay, so it opens the level. We hit play. It adds the shooter, the Q bubble, the moves remaining, and the quit button. We can then play. Oh, but when I make a match, there's a bug. So because we're playing this level in a new place, it's going to be referencing things that are in a different place now. So right now it's trying to tell a parent, like, oh, you made a match, so check to see. Sometimes the player has a task that says, like, make 20 matches. So this layer is saying, oh, they made a match, and they're telling the wrong page to, like, register that match so that you make progress. So it's telling, like, something that doesn't exist to do that. So we need to fix that reference there. Let's do that now. Bubble layer 7827. So this is bubble layer. This is what holds most of the bubble shooter logic. What was it again? 7827. Yep. So it's telling it here. Okay, this is a match. So they're playing. I need to figure out. Let's do this. I'm gonna print out what type. So the bubble shooter layer. When you make the bubble layer, you always assign it a type. Is it the main gameplay? Is it a side level? Is it a user-made level? Is it a test level? So we need to figure out what the mode type is. It's called. And then if it's, because I don't want them making matches, I don't want them getting progress off of making matches in a trending level anyway, so we can just exclude that so that doesn't happen in this mode. So when we make that match again, it'll tell us what the mode type is, because that's what I printed out right before the error line. play. Oh. Okay. Okay. So now there's another one. But let's see. So it's user level. No. 7820. Oh, so I didn't make a match, so it went to a different place. Let's try that again, and we'll go back and we'll make a match in the other level. I'm really excited to keep working with everyone in the chat to keep working on these features. I think we're gonna make a lot of progress in the near future, and like we're gonna like make a really awesome game together. So it wasn't this one, but I can't hit the back button. So we have to also code the back button and the social media link. So that's why I wanted to focus on just getting all the functionality working first, because I think there's a lot of little functionality things that, like, for example, these bugs that popped up. Like, I knew there's going to be these kinds of things. Okay, home, trending level. Oops. Ah, I did the same thing. I always do that. Make the same mistakes over and over. Alright. Gonna hit the bottom one. Hit play. So we have a pink. Oh, there's no pink or green. So that's something we'll have to fix with the level data itself. Ah, the colors might be wrong because it's in a different place, etc. Alright, we're gonna get it this time. Home. Bottom level. Play. Cool, we have a red. Let's make that match. And then right before it says, okay, it says user level. So we're gonna say, make sure this mode type is not a user level, so that we won't get that bug anymore. I'm gonna search for another place where this is printed out in the 9000 line, because I saw there's another bug later on. Yeah, it was right here. I think it was here. So I'm also gonna exclude user level. Alright, let's see if that works. Let's see if there's any more of these kinds of task related bugs. I'm really excited to put out like the new UI though. I think it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna show people what's cool about the game. It's gonna have not a gray, stupid, ugly gray box in the middle for no reason. Okay, let's make the match. So yellow. Okay, no bug. Let's see if we can like beat it. This is like a kind of bad level, I would say. So we won on the last move. On user level win is not a function. 7291. If it's a user level, on user level win. Okay, so we just need to move that functionality. Actually, so it's a user level, so I think bubble layer's parent is inner content layer. I think it's just parent. I think so. Basically, we got rid of one parent because we moved this layer up one step in the hierarchy, closer to the main layer. So let's see if that works. I'm gonna try to beat the level again. We'll probably have to do the same thing for in case you lose. Let's go home, bottom level, play. So this is not a great level because there's not much choice, you know. So this is a level design lesson. It's a bad level because it's always a given what the player's best option is. You have to make these 4 matches, and none of the other moves even matter. So it has lots of pointless moves. So if that works, it opens up the user end layer or whatever. We hit next. Now it's saying current main layer, reset layer is not a function. So we need to fix that. Link whatever's wrong with that linking up. We need to fix that so that it does whatever we need it to do to go back to the home screen. I guess that's the problem. It's trying to go back to something that doesn't exist. We need to go back to the home screen instead. So let's go to main container layer 1448. Let me know if anyone else has any other feedback about the game or whatever. Even if I can't get to it right away, I'm writing all of it down so that we remember for later. 1448. So like, it's cool if someone watches my stream consistently, or they could watch it inconsistently and just check in once in a while and give their kind of occasional feedback. Like either way is awesome. 1448. Reset layer. Okay, I want to see what this reset layer even does. I'm not sure where it is. It's probably the me display layer, reset layer. So it removes the bubble layer, it removes the quit button, and that's it. Okay, so that was in the main container. So instead of resetting, we're gonna do this dot inner container, inner content layer dot reset user, reset trending level. So afterwards we reset the trending level, so we have to create that function. Let's do it here. Reset trending level function. We post that code we had from the other screen, so it's going to remove the bubble layer, it's going to remove the quit button, and maybe I'm thinking we need to do something else to add the home screen after that, but first let's just make sure that all works. Alright, we're loaded in the game, not in real life. Home, bottom level, let's play it. Let's make that yellow match. Actually, let's just go for the yellow match buff. Those sirens don't even do anything, I think. Red, blue, red. I guess now the only thing I'm stuck is I need to get around. Oh man, I actually did mess up. Okay, so this is another thing we need to do anyways. If I lost, on user level loss is not a function. Bubble layer 6532. So instead of doing parent like before, we get rid of one of the parents. And let's go to that. Actually, it's in main, huh? On user level lost. Open fail pop-up. Okay. Let's try that again, and whether we win or lose, we can see if there's any new bugs to keep going down, which I know there will be. Alright. Bottom, let's play it. Purple, I'll hit that. I'm gonna put these wasted bubbles in a place that doesn't block me. That was my problem before. And then we just need a blue. We got it. Open the win as before. We go next. It removes the bubble layer and everything else. So okay, now I want to put the home screen layer back. So let's do that. Where was I? Reset trending level. Okay. Where's it called? Bubble layer? Did I delete the reset trending layer call? I think I confused myself because I think this is where let me see if it doesn't work now. I just want to make sure I'm not messing anything up. Pretty good at this level by now. Don't need the red. Purple, just need a blue. There it is. Okay, so I did remove it. I just wanted to make sure. So now this dot inner content layer dot reset trending level. And so to do that, so after we remove the bubble layer and the quit button, now we're going to add the home layer again. So this dot home layer dot set scale 1, this dot home layer dot visible equals true. That might be all we have to do to make the home layer visible. Let's try that. Okay, let's try it out. We're gonna open up the level and we're just gonna beat it really fast like before. Oh, there's nothing I can do here. That's not good. Okay, we got the yellow red though, so we're good. Fail. That was a win. That's weird. So when I hit lose, it says reset layer is not a function, so we gotta fix that anyway. Let's do that. Main container layer 1471. This is not the main container layer. Okay, this is where it is, so we need to do this. Let's refresh and play it again. So whether we win or lose, we're trying to make sure it gets rid of the screen and adds the home layer back. Home, open the level, play it. Let's go yellow first, then red, need a purple, we got it. We won, so we hit next. Opens up the home layer again. Okay, so that works if we win. And from there, oh. So another thing we have to do, which I forgot, is we have to reset that flag that says that we're currently playing a level. Let's see what that flag is. Oops. Featured level open flag. So we have to set that back to false once we finish the level. Which is right here. Alright, so we gotta make sure we can interact with the home layer after this, and then also make sure that when we lose, we can go through the same flow without a bug. I think this will be awesome to like show players if you're just starting the game, for example. Like the obstacles aren't that interesting the first couple worlds, but then because on the home screen, because I feature these trending levels, it's a good way to show players what's to come, kind of, and like some really cool levels made by users to get them excited and more invested in the long term of the game. So it's another reason why I'm really happy to be showing off players' levels in the game like this. So let's play. Let's try to win. If we lose, that's okay too. Can't do anything with red, blue. Already used my purple, yellow, and we got a red. Okay, next. And we can interact with everything again. And we can play the level again. Oh, we can't play the level again. So why is that? I think there's another flag we have to reset. Am I right? Featured level open flag. I feel like there's another flag we should reset. Featured level open flag. Trending level in Prague. Here we go. So it says if it's open, and the other one says if we're playing. And so we need to send them both false. So we do that here. That's the function that's run whenever a level's completed and the bubble layer is removed. So let's refresh. I think we're getting close to finishing this functionality, at least the core of it. Okay. Home. Let's play this level again. Let's try to lose. It's easy to lose. Okay, lose. Reset layer is not a function. Main container 1471. Reset trending level. That's what we need to call. It's 1471. So I'm just going to comment this out so we saw it was originally. And I think we need to switch to... I see in Twitter, Daytime Train just joined. What's up, Daytime Train? My name is Dylan. I make this game called Emoji Pop. It's a bubble shooter game that you can play on your computer or your phone. And you can also design your own levels in the game and share them with literally the entire world. So you can play at playmojipop.com. This is what it looks like. And right now we're working on code because we're redesigning the UI a bit. So this is what we're working on. So in the mornings I do GameDev, in the afternoons I play games and I make levels in the game and everything else. Other fun stuff like that. Look at GameDev news and everything. So instead of reset layer, it's this.inner content layer dot reset trending level. I think that's what we need to do. So let's refresh and try losing again. Let me know if anyone has any feedback for the game. I'm always open to feedback. And a lot of this stuff we're working on is because of feedback that I've gotten from my followers. So let's play the level. Let's try to lose. Lose. Okay, resets. We can interact with stuff again. Let's try to play the level again. And we can play it again. Let's try to win this time. Okay, we're gonna win on our last move. Okay, we won, so we lost and everything worked well. If we win, everything works well still. Okay, now I want to lose and I want to try to play again. So there's a retry button, so we hit that. There's another bug. Cannot read property of queue. Okay, so at least we got, like, if you play the level once and you get out, then everything still works. So you can play a trending level, get out, play something else, go to the editor. So the main flow and everything is working. Now we just got these like little functionality bugs here and there, and then like slight tidying up of stuff, like making sure things are outlined correctly, and then we can start going to the UI, like designing of the buttons and everything like that, polishing up everything. I also wanted to add more. Oh, we also need to make it so we can quit a level. That's another functionality we should do. So that bug looked a little intimidating. I'm just going to switch to something else first. Let's make it so that we can exit a level. So I'm playing it, I make a move, okay, and I want to be able to quit. Nothing happens though. So this is all in inner content layer. Let's go to onTouch end. If it's within the bubble layer, so if if there's a featured level open, it's going to check to see if the touch is within the bubble layer. If it's within the bubble layer, it's going to see, is there a level currently being played? If so, it does the touch end, which is normally firing a move. But I think we need to add an extra check in here to see, is the position of the touch where the exit button is? And if that's the case, instead of playing the game, just quit. So let's figure this out. So if this dot pose within scaled, because the quit button's a sprite that's been scaled, so we need to take scale into account when we see if the point is within it. So its location in node is the point, and we're seeing if it's in this dot quit button. I think it's called the quit button. It's either quit or, oh, maybe, I don't know. Let's go with quit. I think it's quit, yeah. So if it's in the quit button, then we're gonna do the quit stuff. Otherwise, we'll play the game like normal because there's nothing else on the screen to touch besides the game. So if it's within quit, then we need to do that reset trending level. So can we just do that? Reset trending level. Is that all we need to do? Let's refresh. That might clear the bubble layer and take us back to the home screen and reset the flags. So I assume that works. Let's see if the quit button's working now after that update. Yeah, something I'm really looking forward to is like focusing more on the level design stuff and getting more tutorials out there and trying to get people that are interested in that connected to the game, and so that they can make levels within the game, because I would love for this stream to be partially like a level design review session where I play people's levels and give them feedback, and we all learn from their attempt at a level, and we can make it better, and we can help each other out, learn game design. And then I can also be looking for levels to feature in the game, which that's what we're working on right now. This display that shows the best levels in the game or whatever. So this is a different level. Let's try it. There's a bug with this level. Oh, but the quit button worked. That's all we wanted to see. I forgot. So we can make a move. We hit quit. Okay, so it totally works. Another thing I wanted to fix really fast before we get too deep in anything is to change the position of this X button. And I liked Mattman PS2's comment about making these bottom buttons look like app icons at the bottom of the screen. Thought that was a funny idea. I just want to make sure the UI, I want to do it all at the same time, kind of, so we can make sure we got it all figured out. I hope I can still watch it. This is how you watch an ad. I'm not going to touch it now, but I think it should still work. Okay. So this X button, this is going to be in the avatar pop-up layer that we created a couple days ago. And the quit button, here's the close button. So we need to be lower and more to the left. So let's do that. Just a rough estimate. That's a little more to the bottom left. Let's try it out. I don't have like a universal way of quitting. Like some pop-ups are a little different how you quit, so I need to like figure out how to make it more universal. But I feel like by restructuring my UI the way I have, I think maybe it's more possible to make all the pop-ups more similar. Like they all have the same flow of quitting and stuff. Right now it's kind of a mishmash. Inconsistent. Okay. Let's go home. Let's see where that X button is. Whoa. Did I do that? Oh. I'm at 0.9, not 5. Let's refresh. Why doesn't it refresh sometimes? It's so annoying. There it goes. We're 1 hour into the stream. We got a couple more hours of game development to go today. I try to put in like 3 hours every day just so we can keep the game going. Right now I'm focused. I was coding all the time, but I'm focusing now on videos and doing some other kind of stuff. So we're trying to find this perfect balance still between game design and game development and streaming and marketing and all that stuff. Okay, so let's see the pop-up. That looks good for now. It doesn't look great, but I don't know. We need to figure out a consistent way to do the X button, but I'd say that's good for now. Okay. We also had a quit button down here. Some of the pop-ups have that. It looks like there's room now for that. Another thing we need to do that's pretty core is we need to, some of these buttons up here are gonna have like side kind of buttons. I think, like, I don't know how the buttons are gonna be designed to kind of integrate all this yet, but I need, for example, in the level editor button, I need like a folder to open up the level folder. So that's a core functionality that I kind of forgot till now. But I think we have all the other functionalities. We have the trending levels. That's the we have all the tabs. We have core gameplay here. That's 1. Level editor. That's 2. Avatar and tasks. That's 3. So there's 5. And the 4th is the community stuff, which is down here. So the 5th one we need, the 5th tab that I got rid of, is the level browser, which holds all your levels, and you can open them up or edit them or share them. So like, I think it makes sense for the level folder to be a pop-up, but the only problem with that is if you hit share, then it opens up another pop-up, and so that's not something I really have, where a pop-up turns into another pop-up. Or I could do that. I was wondering if I should just make it like a full screen. Maybe it should be full screen. You can always change it later. Alright, I really need to think about this. Do I need to make the level browser? Let me show you. Let's look at it. Okay, so this is the old game with the old UI. And so we have all 5 we have 4 of the 5 tabs ready to go. We have, the most important thing is the trending stuff, which we have. And the next tab we have the avatar tasks and customization, which we have in that pop-up. Core gameplay, we have the play button. Design, that's the design button. And so this is the last thing. So there's going to be like normally these 4 boxes are at the bottom. And there's like arrows going to the side, so you can scroll through the different levels, and up here it displays your level. I'm also wondering, do I need to really... I was thinking of putting it in the design button, like you'd hit the far right part of the button to open up the level browser, but I feel like that's going to be kind of hard to make look good without a lot of work. So I could just put the level browser down here, but then if it's next to this, you would think that it's a pop-up. Since this is a pop-up, you think the thing next to it would be a pop-up too, but it's not. But maybe that's okay. But I feel like it has to be in the design button because it needs to be associated with that functionality a little bit more. If it's down here, it looks like a side feature or something. But just put a folder, I don't know. Let's put a folder in this design button, I guess, for now. While I'm still thinking about it, let's open up that emoji. I try to find it on hot emoji because they have like the full image. So it's like a blue little folder, alright? We always change the color if we wanted to and stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna move that image into the game folder. Gonna rename it. Folder image. Copy. Paste. Alright, now we gotta add it to the resource list. Folder image.ping. Okay. So now let's go to our editor button. And let's after we make the button, let's add the folder. So list.folder equals new cc.sprite, and I named it res.folder image. I'm gonna set its scale since it's a sprite. I'm not really sure. Let's go based off the height. Oops. This dot height times 0.8 over the image's current height in the Photoshop or whatever. Gotta set its position. I'm checking the chat if anyone has any questions about the game or makes a level they want to send in. X, Y, anchor X, anchor Y. Oops. And then we add the folder to the scene. Its position is going to be this dot width. It's going to be on the far right. -10 for now. Minus this dot folder dot width times this dot folder dot scale, which gives us the true width of the image on the screen. Y I'm just going to set to this dot height times 0.1. Since it's 0.8 long, there's going to be 0.1 on the top and bottom, so that'll be where it is on the Y with 0, 0. Let's just see what that looks like to see if we want to keep pursuing this. Alright. So let's see what the button looks like. Yeah, so obviously, like, depending on the UI, like buttons, the design of them we go with, we might have to get rid of that. But I feel like we can make it work somehow. Maybe I could split this button into two. So the design button will take most of it, but then right here it'll be a little separation. So that would mean that I need to take the folder out of the button. Let's do that, because yeah, it's gonna take so much effort to make that look good. I'm not even sure if I'd be able to do that on my own, so at least without a lot of work. So let's get rid of this folder. And let's go to the home layer where we create these buttons. So this is the editor button, and we'll make the width 70% of the width or something like that. And then when okay, that actually might be good. Let's test that out. So we'll have to add a new button for the level folder. I also might change Instead of saying design, I'm gonna say create, because that's more obvious what you do with it. Home, editor button, create. Let's just see that with the new word too. Might as well. Do da da da. That's crazy that Kessel's had 13 meetings in a week. That's like 2 or 3 a day. Okay, so create. Maybe it should be a little bit shorter. Let's try 0.6. Refresh. Okay, so that looks like enough room to work with for the folder. I also like that it makes the play look more important than create, because it kind of is. Let's create like a white button for now with the folder in it. So to do that, let's open up my photo editing software. I'll use GIMP, which is a free program, GIMP. GNU image manipulation program. Let me open up the buttons, one of the buttons we made. Okay. So I just want to make sure it's like the same size as before. So I'm gonna use the rounded rectangle tool. The radius is at 10. I think it should be like a 50 or something. Let's see if it perfectly matches up. I just want to use the same size if I can. Yeah, 50 looks about right. Okay, let's create a new thing. Transparent layer. And so we still have the rounded rectangle, so let's do that, but we'll make it, I think we should make it like a square, right? Let's make it like a little longer than a square. That looks about right. So let's make sure we're touching the corners. And we'll fill it white, and we will create a gradient. That looks okay for now. And we will crop to contents. And let's export it. Let's name it white button, I guess. Oops. So I need to put that where the game's resources are. Okay, and we just gotta add it to the resource JavaScript file. So we're getting pretty close to finishing most of the core functionality once we get this level browser in place. That'll be all, like, the screens at least accessible to the player, you know, and workable. So let's, oh, I need a width button. Renaming it. That's just annoying. Alright, let's close the photo editing for now. And then let's add it to the resource. White button. .ping. Okay, so in the home layer, we're gonna create this white button for the level folders. So this dot folder button equals new cc.sprite res dot white button. We need to set its scale, and it's going to be, we might need to set its scale X and scale Y differently. So the X is, so the Y we'll do first. The Y is going to be the same Y as the editor button. So this editor button dot height, and then whatever the folder button's original height was, that's going to make it the right size. And we need to do this. We need to do the same thing for the X. So the width is 0.6, and there's like a border of 0.025. So that means we have 0.4 minus 0.05, 0.35. It's going to be. So the editor button's 0.6 long, which leaves 0.4 room left. Oh, so there's gonna be three of these actually, so not 0.35, 0.325. And we always divide by the actual height of the original image, or the width in this case. And I meant to say width here, the width times 0.325, that's how much room is available for this button in the X direction. So we set the scale, now we just need to set its position and add it to the scene. This dot add child. So for its X, it's going to be this dot width times 0.65, because this takes up 0.6, and then you add another 0.025 on the left side of that, and so this is where we're going to start, so that there's a little border between both sides of the buttons. This will take us to 0.975, and it'll leave us a little room on the border for the right. So for the Y, we need to make it the same as the editor button. And then I use 0, 0 for these buttons so that they're all the same. So it's easier to detect when you touch them. Okay. Then we need to add the folder image to that. Let's just make sure the button's added first, the white button. Might as well check. We're about an hour and a half into the stream, about halfway through the GameDev session today. I do this every Monday through Friday. Okay, so we're gonna add like a folder image, and then it's gonna say like levels beneath it, I guess. We'll just do something for the start. You know, we can always improve on it later. I'd love to know everyone's feedback, especially later on once for these buttons. Like especially tomorrow, I think we'll really start trying to make them good looking. So we're gonna add the folder image just to see what that looks like in there. Setting the scale, this will be easier. It needs to be, for now, let's say maybe 0.6 times the height of the button. 0.7 maybe. We'll just have to look at it and change it from there. Set the folder image position, which is going to be in the center of the button. Add to the scene. It'll appear on top because we're adding it to the scene afterwards. So for the X, let's just make this the center of this sprite's going to be in the middle. We do that by doing 0.5, 0.5 for the anchors, so that we can literally just place it in the center of the button. So this dot folder button dot X plus this dot folder button dot width plus this dot folder times this dot folder button scale X over 2. So that gets us to the middle. Let's do the same thing for Y. It's basically the same, but with Y instead of X and height instead of width. Scale Y over 2. And let's make sure let's see how that looks, and then we can add like a word below it to say what it is, like level holder, I guess we can call it, I don't know, levels. Oh. Okay, that doesn't look horrible. Might bump it up a little bit so we can put the word levels beneath it. We could just leave it like that though, I don't know. Maybe we'll leave it like that for now. We'll leave it like that for now, but we'll add the functionality that allows us to click it and open up the level browser, which I might make it take up the whole screen and not be a pop-up. Yeah, I think that's the way to go, because it's like the arrows are kind of tiny, you know, so I just think it'd be easier to make it a whole part of the screen. And I think now that it's featured above here and not like one of these little side panels or whatever, it makes sense that it's gonna fill the screen, because everything up here replaces the screen like this. Does it remember? Okay. Hiccup. Okay. So let's go to the home layer where we receive the input. OnTouch ended. So let's have another one up here. If you hit the editor button, it goes to the editor. But if it's within the folder button, we need to open up the folder. This dot parent dot transition back to folder. So transition back, that's going to be in the inner content. Transition back to gameplay, back to editor, and let's add a third one for back to folder. This is going to open up the folder, and it's going to hide the home layer. So this is a function. if this.cur tab name equal, let me just copy and paste this. This is where I make sure we were home and I hide the home layer. After that, okay, I need to look to see what is it called, the editor layer. It's called friends layer, because that makes a lot of sense, right? Oh no, it's called oh no, yeah, it's called friends layer. I originally had different like names for everything, and I just kept them because I use the names everywhere, and now the editor layer, the browser layer is called the friends layer for some reason, even though there's no friends in the game currently. So this dot friends layer dot set scale 1. That makes it the full size of the screen. This dot friends layer dot visible equals true. This dot cur tab name equals friends. This dot cur main layer, which holds the current layer we're actively using, so that it knows where to send the inputs, equals this dot friends layer. Save that. Let's refresh. Let me know if anyone has any questions or feedback about the game, things to work on, or things you like, or whatever. You can play it for yourself at playmojipop.com to play the original version, which we're going to be updating on Monday with the new UI and a new world and a new emoji in the game. We're doing this every Monday, hopefully updating the game in some way, adding some new subtle feature or polishing or bug fixing and new content, and we're doing that every Monday. So make sure to follow, subscribe, playmojipop.com, play from your computer or your smartphone. So let's hit the level browser button, and it opens up the level browser. Cool. And we can even interact with it. That's awesome. It's all working great. Okay, so I can hit share, opens the share pop-up. So if I hit test, am I going to be allowed to test it? I am allowed to test it, but I think once I lose, something bad will happen. Let's see if I'm right. So once this is a speed mode, once the bubbles reach the bottom, you have like 2 seconds to fix your mistake. Otherwise, you get crushed, like that. And so there's no pop-ups in the level browser because it's just testing your own levels. So when you hit exit, you should go back. Okay, that's working. The other main functionality besides share and test is edit. And then besides that, we need to have a home button again. I don't know where that's going to go, honestly. So this opens the edit. I see little bugs occasionally popping up, like saying something doesn't exist. So those aren't blocking any functionality. Those are just things that, I don't know, I need to, like, I don't know, should clean up sometime. I'll do that later though. So I can test it from within here as well. And go back to home, go back to the level folder. So when I go back to the level folder, all of a sudden, so something's been called that moves it to the side. So I need to fix that, it looks like. So that's happening because we originally had a bottom UI layer and the tabs would go side to side. I can show you here. So because when you open a new tab, it goes the thing moves to the side or something like that. So I think that's why it's being displayed like that. So that's a bug we're gonna have to fix. If you're just joining in, my name is Dylan, and I make this game called Emoji Pop, which is like this insane mobile puzzle game that I'm making with my followers. I'm responding to their feedback. So if you have any comments on the game or you want to try it out, you can go to playmojipop.com from your computer or your phone. I'd love to know what you think of it. I want to build this game with a community. Let's go back to our coding environment. So this is the siren emoji released last Monday, and there's going to be a new one next Monday. But this one, the siren constantly changes colors while you're trying to aim. So it requires a lot of skill, which I find really fun. So let's go back to the home. This is what we've been working on for the last couple days, getting this new home layer. There's still a lot of work to be done on the UI and stuff, but the functionality is mostly there. Yeah, now that I look at it, the top layer seems extra redundant now, but that's okay. Let's go to the level browser. So if I go to tests, quit. Okay, when I go to edit and go home, so that's when it happens. So when I hit the edit button, so let's go to the editor layer. And we're looking to see, when I hit that edit button, it's doing something to make this level browser screen go to the side. So I want to see where that's being done so I can stop it from happening. So with the edit button, edit. Oops. Oops. Okay, no, that's not it, Okay, so it's probably in the layer above editor layer, which is inner content, so let's look for edit there. Okay, so the friends layer is what we're looking at. So when we hit edit, this is what happens. It opens the level. So this switching stuff, I think this might be causing the problem. This was all the bottom UI stuff where we'd switch between the different tabs, so maybe just by getting rid of that it'll work. Let's try it. Otherwise it could be in this open created level. Let's look at that. So that's an editor layer, open created level. It goes through all the bubble data. I don't see it moving that other tab like I was looking for, so I think we're good. Let's refresh and see if we can open up this level browser a couple times and not make it off screen. Because if it's off screen, then it's kind of hard to work with, you know? Oh, man. Okay, let's go to home. Let's click it. Okay, so when we hit edit, now we can't even click edit. What did we do? We did switch to 3 and then the select button. So if I uncomment it, that makes it work? That's weird. Oh, that's what switches to the editor. Let's go to switch to. So this is what's moving it. Oops. So it's saying, depending on where it is, it's going to move it to a different place, I guess. Close X. Oh no, that's where it... Okay, I see. This is what closes it, but I don't want it closed anymore. I don't think I even need to run these actions. Hide cur layer. Let me make sure that's not doing anything weird. No, definitely not. So let me try commenting out these spawns that transition, but we don't need them anymore. So there's gonna be 5, I believe. Not too bad. feel like it's gonna feel really good to release this stuff we've been working on Monday. Like, it's gonna be proof that these streams are like useful, you know, and like I'm gonna be excited to see what we do next, kind of. So this one's different. Okay, this is where it is, down here. Okay, so this is, I comped it out and it didn't work after that, so I think this was what we need. So let's see if we can, let's see if that fix worked. Like, maybe it's not gonna be sliding them around. I'm not exactly sure. We might need to keep digging more into the functionality. Alright, let's go to home, open the level browser. That works. Can we can open levels. Can we edit them? Yes. So that opens up this level editor. Looks like it's opened at a weird sizing, but that's okay. Let's go back to home, open the level browser. Okay, so what we did worked for this at least. It no longer, before this was appearing like way off screen for some reason. So we can test it. Quit the level, edit, opens it up. Okay, this opened up at the right size. Okay, I know what happened to the other level. The other level that opened up weird because it's just an old level and it doesn't have the right data. So this is working perfectly so far. We go home, go back to level browser, go back to edit. Okay, the only thing I don't like is that transition of opening it up. We don't need that anymore. Maybe we can look into getting rid of that. But I'm happy to see. Oops. So the other thing is, when we're in the level browser, I want you to be able to go back to the home. I could put like a little home button on the side or something in this space up here. So this is maybe something more we'll figure out like tomorrow too. I might put something down just to have a home button on the screen, but we'll probably dig into it more tomorrow to make sure everything's consistent. So like most likely all the home buttons should be kind of the same, so players get used to knowing where the home button is. Maybe I can just add a home button right here for now. I don't know. Yeah, let's just do that. So in the level browse, so this is it's called, what did I say it was called? Friends layer? I think I did. Friends display layer is the name of the file. Source, core UI, so friends display layer. This is the level browser. Or is this it? This isn't it. Is it just friends layer? Oh no. It's called editor browser layer. I got confused. It's probably under editor. Let's look at the inner content. Let's see its definition. Level browser layer. It's under core UI. Okay, so we need to add a home button. Let's do that at the end of the constructor. This is a kind of complex file. Okay, so like down here, let's try it. This .home button. Where did I just do this? I did it in the level editor. Home. I'm just going to copy and paste this. X will be 10. Y will be maybe, I don't know. Let's just set it to like a certain point because it's gonna depend. Another option would be to like put the home like in the top UI bar or something, but that's, I don't know, that's probably not the best. The top UI bar doesn't grab your eyes very much. It's like the hardest to tap, so I'm guessing that wouldn't be too effective. So I would add it like next to the edit button, for example, but I think that there's some scenarios in which the edit button doesn't get added. Yeah, so for example, if there's no levels, we'll have to just do something differently, I guess. So let's cut all of this, and we'll paste it in the two different if branches. So this is if there's no levels. And so we'll add it. I don't know, let's just say this dot height over 2 for now. I'm not really sure where we're gonna add it yet. And then in the other branch is this is what we see on the screen if there are levels. And in that case, we'd probably want it to be right above the edit button, which is called edit button. So this dot edit button dot y plus dot height times scale plus 10 or something. Okay, let's just see. We got it on there now. Let's see what it looks like. Another option would be to remove the test button, since you can test it from within the level creator, but that might be unnecessary. Home, browser, here's the home button. We can't hit it yet, so let's add that functionality on touch end. So if browse, which is the that's when you're looking at levels, so that's when we want to interact with the home button. So this is probably too much code. I probably could have done this more efficiently, but this whole is if this first section is if they hit the first box. This is the second level box. There's 4 level boxes, so I do this 4 different times, which is stupid. Then I do this. Okay, if it's edit, or if it's test, or if it's shared, or if it's share, or if it's the left button or the right button. So at the very bottom of this chain, else if they hit test, or if they hit the home button. Oh, this dot mode is test. I'm adding this to the wrong place. I think I should add it after this. Yeah. Else else if this dot pose within scaled. What's the position variable? Pose. Home button. So if they touch the home button, we're going to call reset trending level on the parent, which is the inner content layer. And that's what removes, oh wait, not reset trending layer. Let's see, what's the function that removes transition to home? This might be what we're looking for. This dot friends layer dot set scale. So this is removing the level browser so that we can add the home screen. Set to be invisible. So it's called transition to home. Okay. So now we should be able to use the home button in the level browser to go back and forth between the level browser and the home page. We're just slowly creeping closer towards getting all this functionality done. We're about 2 hours into the stream. We got another hour to go. About. Okay. So if I hit the level browser, it opens up. If I hit this home button, go back to the home. So I can go back and forth. That's working well. I can even test this app. So we have to remove the home button, for example, when I hit test. Like here too, we have to remove this home button from there. So there's like lots of these little things we'll need to. I'll probably spend this morning continuing to find these things and fix them. Curious. Okay. So if you hit test, we need to remove that home button. Let's see where test button is pressed in the code. Okay, it's here. So this is where we remove all the stuff, so we also need to remove the home button. And then we'll have to add it back. Wherever this is added back. Let's see. Oh, maybe we don't have to add it back. So I removed it once you hit test in the level browser. I'm going to do the same thing for the level editor, which is the editor layer. So let's look for the remove child. Let's see where like we're removing a bunch of stuff, because that's probably where I'm looking for. Editor layer. So this is open created level. I need to see where they test. So this is where it removes all that stuff. So we can also remove the home button. refresh. It is 11:07 in California, where I'm working. Just want to make sure the audio is still good. Alright, so let's try out. Let's make sure the home button is removing when we need it to be. So I'm going to hit test, it removes it. It doesn't add it back though, so we need to fix that. Okay. So you hit test, and then you hit quit button. Then we need to remove. So quit button, where is that touched? So this is where it's touched. And where are all the children added again? Here it is, I think. Let's add at the end. This dot add child. This dot home button. Oh wait, this is the editor layer. I wanted to do this for the level browser first. So when you hit quit, which is right here, this is where we add all the children back. So let's go ahead and add the home button again. And let's test it out. Okay, so we open the browser, we hit test, the home button goes away, we hit quit, home button comes back. Okay, we can work on that later, the UI for that home button. Okay, anyway, and so for the creator, when we hit test, it goes away, when we hit quit, it doesn't come back. So I think I commented out. I think we could have just left it. Let's try it. I think when we add it, we have to give it a layer number of 5 because it has to be above some of the stuff. Otherwise, it'll be in the background of these circles, I think. So I'm just gonna make sure that's working. Should be very careful, just making sure everything that I can see works and just playing through it over and over, especially for this kind of stuff. Alright. So we hit create, make a level, test, quit, the home button's added again, and we can use it to go back. Home button's working here. I want to see what it looks like when there's no levels, because everything looks very different if there's no levels. It's like the introduction, so hopefully this home button will be in a good place then too. I could have like a bottom layer here that just has a back button, like a home button, like at the bottom. That's a possibility. But then this one will have the home icon and it'll just look different, you know? I think we need to be consistent. That's what Mapman PS2 suggested about the UI design in general, like just trying to be as consistent as possible. It's important for getting the users to understand and used to what the different things mean visually in the game. We could try to, I don't know, let's switch it up for a second. Let's try to figure out what these buttons would look like when we redesign them. Mapman PS2 also had the suggestion that they could be shadowed only when you punch them in. I think that would be cool. Right now I'm doing it with like, I'm changing it to white, the selected option. I think that's makes it obvious and stuff. Let me open my photo editing software. Okay. So making it transparent. It doesn't need to be that big. We've got a rounded rectangle. Let's make it so it's in the corner. So let's make this one the save button. So we'll add green. Let's make it a little darker because we have a white font. Okay. I'm gonna add it as loading. There's so many images in this folder. Okay, so I'm gonna add it as play BG2 because I had play BG1 that I'm using for the green buttons. I'll do green BG2. Export. And in the in the editor layer, let's look for where this button is made. So it's a save button. Oh, so I actually have it. So I forgot within. Really fast, I'm gonna do something. So I forgot I have to add that resource. I have play BG. That was the old green button that I'm using. Let's just update it, and it'll update all the green buttons at once. So it should be play BG is. And I'm watching the chat on YouTube, Twitch, and YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. So feel free to let me know if you have any questions or any feedback for me about the game. Res, and it's a green bg2.ping. So let's just see what that rounded rectangle looks like in the game. Just want to like do one of these buttons and kind of see what I want it to look like. But I think we could do a V2, like, I don't know. I'm trying to wonder, like, Should these buttons be like brightly colored buttons, all of them, or should they be more like neutral? Like kind of more transparent, neutral colors, like blue, like the same colors or draw aim indicator or whatever. All right. Home. Okay, so that was the button right there. So we open the creator. That's what it looks like. Because it's not so rounded, it's able to fit better. Maybe we could fit like a home button on this tab or something. So save. I guess we might as well do them for the other colors. Orange. And red. And the last one's blue. Okay, let's add those to our resource. So I'm going to do the same thing as before. I'm going to replace these buttons. So orange BG is res. Orange BG2.ping. I misspelled orange. And let's do the same for red and blue. Okay, we got the different colored buttons. Just want to see what they look like together. I know they're basically the same, but like, just want to get them in the game so we can keep modifying them. And I want to see the sizing too, because I want to see if we can fit a fifth button for home, but I don't know. Maybe that wouldn't be the best either. Home. Okay, they look better already. I'm wondering if they should have the shadow or if I should not have the shadow. Also, there's this white one. Let's do that one as well. Whites. Okay, we gotta update the white one now. Whites BG res whites BG2.ping comma save refresh. I feel like they do need a little bit of shadowing or whatever. Not positive yet. Alright, home. Forget what I was doing. Oh yeah, so this is what they look like in here. Edit, test, share. Oops. Okay. So let's I'm gonna leave that for the way it is for now, just to think about it. Let's add the home label here. That's in gameplay layer. Let's see where I add it. I know the name of the image. Here it is. Let's add the home label. And it's a new cc.label ttf true type font. It says home. Luckiest guys, the font, and the height is this dot home button dot height times its scale times 0.7 for now. That's gonna be the size of the size of the font. You need to set the font's color, which is gonna be white, which is 255, 255, 255, and the last one's for transparency. We need to set its position with the attribute function, where we set its properties like its position and its anchor. And we add to the scene. That's how we create any element in Cocos JS engine. Okay, so we don't need to worry about clicking it, so we can just make the origin in the center, and we just place it right in the center of the button. So that's this.home button.x plus its width times 0.5. So this is its width. Oh yeah, that's right. Over 2. So same with the y, except for y and height instead of x and width. Okay. Let's just see what that looks like first. Oh, actually. So I have to make the anchor Y be 1 for reasons I don't even want to get into, honestly. I spelled scale with a K there. That's a good catch. Refresh. Excited to see how Kessel's meetings are going later this week. Okay, so this isn't quite in the center. It's kind of tricky getting stuff in the center. The fonts are all weird for some reason. I don't know what's going on. On different browsers, they kind of display a little differently, I think. Let's make the font a little smaller. I want to include like an accent to it. So for example, this, I want the color to be black. I want it to be slightly shifted. Okay. Let's try that again. So I'm just kind of experimenting to see like what the buttons are gonna look like. I don't know, just a little bit, like seeing if this colorful direction is what I should go down, if I should do something a little more muted. You can always change up stuff later on as well. Okay, so I like the way the font looks a lot better now, but it's not centered. It's also not in the center in the X, I don't think. It should be, though. Maybe this should be -2, and this should be +2. That'll make it a little more in the center, maybe? Refresh. Okay, that looks good. Looks like a decent home button. It should be a little smaller, it looks like. Let's make the height a little smaller. We'll compensate for that in the positioning. You can probably move it a little more to the left as well. It should be in the center of the boosters, I'm guessing. The X is currently booster B. So it's centered on the left of the booster B. It should be. So I need to add this dot bubble layer dot booster B dot width over 2. It's an object, so I can do width without the scale. I'm gonna dev for like another 15 minutes or so, and then we'll switch gears this afternoon, making levels and doing other stuff like that. Okay, that looks good. Looks better, at least for now. Not sure if this is exactly the way I want it to be forever, but good enough for now. We can create like the kind of animation button press in later. Oops. Okay, we made some good progress this stream. We got this level folder figured out and figured out how to represent it in the UI, which is awesome. I think this looks good. We can make it look better. In the next stream, tomorrow, we're definitely be working on these buttons and making them look good, as well as fixing all those little problems I was highlighting to you. We implemented the home button and all these little things. We finished implementing the ability to play levels in the trending. There's probably some little bugs we need to fix, and there's definitely some UI stuff we need to figure out with that. But we can do that later. Like I can't do the back button. So yeah, I'm gonna stop the stream for now. I'm gonna be back in the afternoon or tomorrow, doing this development stuff again, and I'm hoping to have this redesign of the UI done by Monday. I'm gonna be working hard over the weekend if it's not done, because I'd really like to be a part of the new release, which is gonna include the new world 10, and the ghost emoji, which is a really cool obstacle in the game. And so I think it's gonna be really awesome to like. I'm gonna have a lot to show for the game on Monday, and I'm hoping every Monday I can kind of add a new world, add a new feature, and do something in the game development to kind of make the game better each week, working with you guys in the chat. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm gonna be back this afternoon, I think. Definitely be back tomorrow morning doing this game dev stuff again. I'm doing this streaming Monday through Friday on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. So feel free to subscribe to me, follow me. Follow my social media. Most importantly, go to playmojipop.com, and you can play my bubble shooter on the ground floor before it becomes, the next Candy Crush or whatever, right? And you can also the most important part of the game is, oops, if you go to playmojipop.com, go to the top, and there's a settings Twitter button, and you can see all my social media there. You can join the Discord that way, so that's a great way to join the community. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good morning, and I'll